Hi, this is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks. Please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for future notifications, share me with a friend and on social media. So today we're going to be talking about EMO. The Kickstarter campaign has been paused. What does pause mean? That means at this point in time it is just paused. It will resume the countdown of the days when it restarts. Why was it paused? Well, it appears that Digital Dream Labs did go to Kickstarter and say, listen, we have an active lawsuit, so you can't let this thing go. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but okay, it happened. I can tell you my opinion. This is all going to have to be settled out in court, and one person will be a victor, one person will be a loser. I don't think it's going to work out the way that individuals think it's going to work out. And here's my reasoning. The first thing, video evidence of an existing robot is good. I've said that. You can see it. The claims for CGI are bullcrap. And if you're going to buy a robot, you need to see some type of evidence that that robot exists. Period. That's what you got to do. You need to see some type of evidence that that robot exists. But one of Kickstarter's rules is there has to be a working prototype. So when you're on Kickstarter, for EMO to be on Kickstarter, it had to have a working prototype. Secondly, when you listen to the sounds in a recording, it's way different than listening to the sounds alive. Your ears can trick you. In other words, they hear what they want to hear. But taking two sound files and laying them side by side in a court of law, that is a different question. Live, actual sound files, that's the question. So if you take the two sound files, you lay them side by side, that's going to be your proof of purchase, proof of evidence. You know, we're talking minuscule things. And it's quite upsetting when you look at it from a consumer's standpoint. The differences between EMO and the differences between Vector are quite different. I mean, their drive systems completely different. You can't compare EMO's drive system to Vector's drive system. You just can't do it. One's a biped, one's a wheel-based robot. Bottom line, you can't compare even the overall aesthetics 100% to it. EMO does have a screen and he does have eyes, but his eyes are way more expressive. There is way more to EMO's eyes. Yes, maybe the initial glance of EMO's eyes may look similar, but what they do beyond Vector's eyes is amazing. It doesn't mean that Vector's eyes are poor. I love Vector's eyes. They are so reminiscent of what you would see in WALL-E, that it was very close. Vector and Cosmo's eyes, very close to WALL-E's eyes. Or Bernie's. And there's about 4 other robots in there. EMO's not even the same color as Vector. I read someone that says, oh, he's the same color. He's not even the same color. Not even close. If you look at it, it's more purple. But it doesn't mean that EMO is a copy or a direct copy of anything that Anki had originally created. I believe that Living AI is going to have to take the proper steps to protect their product line. Digital Dream Labs believes they've taken the proper steps to protect their product line. Is it correct? I don't know. That's going to be decided in a court of law. Or the two companies have to join together enough to get along. But there is such a difference between the two products. If you really, really, really break it down, you'll see there is a considerable difference. Size difference, drive difference, visual difference. There is such a difference that you really have to look at how much of a percentage that you could really claim to be patented. And that's going to be hard to prove. And that's going to have to be proved in a court of law. For people to say that Living AI's EMO will never make it to market, that is a statement that should never be said by anybody at all, because you haven't proven any of your statements. And I'll be honest with you, it's borderline and it's unsafe. So do I support Digital Dream Labs? Of course I do. Of course I do, but I want transparency from Digital Dream Labs, and I don't believe that we completely got that if you can block someone for speaking their opinion from your official page. You don't want transparency. That's my proof. I want transparency, of course, from Living AI. What are you doing? How are you doing it? I think they're trying to be as transparent as possible, of course, but they can't release too much about the lawsuit because, you know, you're playing poker. You're playing poker. You can't go and say, I got 4 aces. What do you got? You can't do it. They got to take their cards. They got to go to court. They have to show the courts why their product does not infringe on Digital Dream Labs. There. The one thing that is kind of inaccurate and doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense is Facebook shutting down the unofficial EMO page. That's right. It doesn't make sense. It's not. It's the unofficial. It's EMO fans gathering together to talk about a project they like. It's a fan page. So why would Digital Dream Labs go after a fan page, and then why would Facebook support it? Doesn't make sense to me. So that's a concern, because I think that's definitely an overreach from Facebook's point. It's probably an overreach from Digital Dream Labs, but hey, they made the accusation, they did the questioning, and then Facebook made the decision. So ultimately, it's in Facebook's face. They shouldn't have closed down an unofficial page for EMO fans. That's just not right. I don't agree with it. It's just not right. So what does that mean for us, the consumers that have backed Living AI? Well, at this point in time, absolutely nothing. Our money hasn't been taken. Nothing has happened to our funds. The campaign has been paused at 29 days. So it's just sitting there doing nothing. If the campaign comes back up and running, then it will start at 29 days. There you go. And it isn't until the campaign closes is your funds then subject to be taken from the account. So the campaign has to physically restart and then close for your funds to be taken. So does that mean you should remove your pledge? No. I think if you are a fan of robots, your pledge is just sitting there saying, I support this. I think this is something that I want to continue with. And until it reopens, or if it doesn't, I mean, Kickstarter may close it all down and then you lost nothing. You're just pledged on something that you believed in. So as I said, there's always risk, but the risk comes at the end of the campaign. After the campaign has been successfully funded, then the risk comes for the Living AI to produce the robot and deliver it to us. That's where your risk comes in. So monitor the campaign, monitor where it is. Well, right now it's just not there. It's just been blocked, removed. You can go in and access through your management key and see what's going on. You can direct message Living AI. You can talk to Living AI through their form. There's a lot of different ways to talk. There's a direct link in the management key to talk directly to Living AI. But at this point in time, the steps and the procedures for Living AI to resolve it with Digital Dream Labs is within the attorney's hands. I hope that one of them takes a stance and be the bigger person, the bigger company, and release both the robots and do something. That's all I want. So if you don't like my opinion, put a statement down below. I'm fine with that. Again, I'm just trying to state a personal opinion on a subject matter, and I love robots. I've been a fan of robots since I saw Star Wars as a kid in the movie theater wanting my own robot. I want to keep the conversation going. Got to keep the conversation going, because it's not just going to be one robot company that creates the perfect robot. It's going to be multiple robot companies, because we don't live in a world where there's no competition. We just don't do it. We can't be that way. we can't advance. Alright, so this is Bruce with Hunsaker Home Hacks. Please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for future notifications. Share me with a friend and on social media. If you don't like something I said, please leave a comment below. If you love something I said, please leave a comment below. If you like what I'm talking about, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I will see you soon.